From the ancient sands of Egypt to the silent depths of forgotten temples, a mysterious language has whispered through the corridors of time. A language not spoken with words, but written in shapes and patterns that underpin the very fabric of existence. This language is sacred geometry, a divine code that reveals the architecture of reality itself. Today, we embark on a journey to explore this profound wisdom, guided by the timeless teachings of Hermes Trismegistus and the enigmatic symbol known as the Hand of Thoth. Hermes Trismegistus, often revered as the thrice great sage, stands at the crossroads of philosophy, mysticism, and science. His wisdom forms the cornerstone of Hermeticism, a spiritual tradition that unlocks the secrets of the cosmos through principles that govern not just the visible world, but the invisible energies shaping it. The Hand of Thoth, an emblem of divine knowledge and cosmic order, symbolizes this bridge between the seen and the unseen, the material and the spiritual. At its core, sacred geometry is the language through which the universe communicates its design, a blueprint of patterns, ratios, and forms that echo from the spiral of galaxies down to the petals of a flower, from the pyramids towering in the desert to the microcosmic structure of our own DNA. It is a geometry not born from mere mathematics, but from the very pulse of creation itself. In this video, we will unravel how these geometric principles are intertwined with ancient alchemical transformations and Hermetic laws, guiding forces that dictate the operation of reality and the flow of cosmic energy. We will dive deep into the esoteric significance of shapes like the flower of life, the Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio, and the Platonic solids, understanding how they serve as vibrational keys to unlock consciousness and manifest reality. But this exploration is not just intellectual. It is an invitation to awaken, to recognize that these sacred forms are not just external phenomena, but intrinsic to our being. The universe is a living mandala, and within each of us lies a microcosm reflecting its divine geometry. By attuning ourselves to this sacred language, we open doors to spiritual awakening, creative manifestation, and profound personal transformation. As we journey together, prepare to step beyond the veil of ordinary perception and enter a realm where science meets spirit, and where every line, curve, and angle tells a story of cosmic harmony and mystical power. This is more than geometry. It is the very pulse of life, the silent symphony underlying all existence. To truly grasp the magnitude of sacred geometry, we must first revisit the figure at the heart of Hermetic wisdom, Hermes Trismegistus, the legendary thrice great. This composite figure, blending the Egyptian god Thoth and the Greek Hermes, embodies the union of wisdom, communication, and divine knowledge. Hermes Trismegistus is said to have inscribed the Hermetic corpus, a series of texts that laid the foundation for the esoteric sciences, including the profound understanding of cosmic geometry. The Hand of Thoth, often depicted as a symbol with intricate geometric patterns, serves as a celestial signature, an emblem of the harmonious order that permeates the universe. It is said to represent the divine hand shaping the cosmos, crafting reality from pure energy through geometric principles. This sacred symbol is more than art. It's a map, a cipher to decode the mechanics of existence. Sacred geometry teaches us that the universe is constructed on patterns that repeat endlessly at every scale, a concept known as fractality. The spiral of the nautilus shell mirrors the spiral arms of galaxies. The ratio between the segments of the spiral, governed by the golden ratio, approximately 1.618, is not a coincidence but a fundamental vibrational frequency that resonates throughout creation. The golden ratio, also known as phi, manifests as the perfect proportion in nature's architecture. From the branching of trees and the arrangement of leaves to the proportions of the human face and body, phi is nature's blueprint for beauty and balance. When applied in art and architecture, it produces harmony that is pleasing not just to the eye but to the soul. Beyond phi lies the flower of life, a geometric figure composed of multiple evenly spaced, overlapping circles arranged in a flower-like pattern. This ancient symbol, found in temples and sacred sites worldwide, encodes the blueprint of creation. Within it lies the seed of life, the basis for the universe's unfolding, and hidden within that is the tree of life, a diagram used in Kabbalah that maps the stages of divine emanation and the soul's journey. Each shape within sacred geometry is not arbitrary, but vibrates with specific energies that correspond to the fundamental forces of nature. For instance, the Platonic Solids, 5 perfect three-dimensional forms, are said to represent the classical elements: earth, air, fire, water, and ether. These solids serve as vibrational building blocks of matter, embodying the essence of physical reality and bridging the material and spiritual realms. Ancient alchemists viewed these geometric forms as sacred tools for transformation. Just as base metals could be transmuted into gold through spiritual refinement, so too could the soul ascend through aligning with these universal patterns. This alignment is the alchemy of form, where inner transformation echoes the cosmic order. In understanding these symbols, one recognizes that reality itself is a living geometry, a dance of energy orchestrated through precise vibrational codes. Sacred geometry is not merely an academic study, but a living practice. By meditating upon these forms, integrating their principles, and consciously tuning into their frequencies, we can access higher states of awareness and harmonize with the cosmic flow. As we delve deeper into the ancient texts and the mysteries they contain, it becomes clear that the wisdom of Hermes Trismegistus was never just about external knowledge. It was an invitation to awaken the divine architect within, to realize that we are not separate from the universe, but an expression of its sacred geometry. This awareness ushers us into a profound realization. By aligning our thoughts, emotions, and actions with these universal laws, we participate in the sacred dance of creation itself, transforming not only our perception, but the very fabric of our lives. As we continue our exploration of sacred geometry, it is essential to understand how these geometric principles operate not only in the vast cosmos, but also intimately within the microcosm of our own being. The ancient Hermetic maxim, as above, so below, encapsulates this profound truth. The patterns that shape the stars also structure the atoms, the cells, and the very fabric of our consciousness. Consider the human body as a living temple constructed by sacred geometry. The proportions of the human form, the length of the forearm relative to the hand, the symmetry of the face, the spiral of DNA, all resonate with universal mathematical ratios such as the golden mean. Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man illustrates this harmony beautifully, demonstrating that our bodies are microcosms reflecting the order of the macrocosm. Sacred geometry also underpins the flow of energy within us. Ancient systems like the chakra system describe energetic centers that correspond to specific geometric shapes and frequencies. The heart chakra, for example, is often associated with the six-pointed star, or hexagram, a symbol representing the union of opposites, spirit and matter, masculine and feminine, heaven and earth. This interweaving of dualities is a core theme in Hermetic philosophy, reflected in the interplay of geometric forms. Furthermore, the Fibonacci sequence, an infinite series where each number is the sum of the two preceding ones, manifests in countless natural phenomena, from the arrangement of sunflower seeds to the spiral galaxies. This sequence generates the logarithmic spiral, a shape that conserves its form as it expands, symbolizing growth and evolution. Meditating on such spirals can evoke a deep connection to the eternal unfolding of life and the expansion of consciousness. The ancient Egyptians, who revered Thoth as the god of wisdom and the scribe of the gods, infused their monumental architecture with sacred geometry to encode cosmic knowledge. The Great Pyramid of Giza is not merely a tomb, but a grand geometric marvel designed with precise proportions linked to pi symbol, the golden ratio, and celestial alignments. Its dimensions serve as a cosmic calculator, encoding the Earth's measurements and the movements of celestial bodies. This architectural genius reveals that geometry was a language used to communicate with the cosmos, bridging human endeavor with divine order. By constructing spaces according to these principles, ancient initiates created environments conducive to spiritual awakening and vibrational harmony. In modern times, scientists and mathematicians have begun to uncover these ancient truths through the study of fractals and chaos theory. Fractals are infinitely complex patterns that look similar at any scale, exhibiting self-similarity. The Mandelbrot set, a famous fractal shape, visually embodies this concept, revealing that complexity arises from simple mathematical rules, echoing the Hermetic view of the universe as a manifestation of fundamental laws. The study of sacred geometry invites us to perceive reality not as chaotic or random, but as a meticulously ordered symphony where every form, every frequency, and every vibration serves a purpose. This perspective opens a doorway to a more profound relationship with existence, where understanding the language of shapes becomes a key to unlocking hidden dimensions of consciousness. The process of aligning with these geometric principles is transformative. It invites us to recalibrate our perception, to recognize the inherent harmony in seemingly disparate phenomena. By doing so, we become co-creators in the dance of the universe, consciously shaping our reality through resonance and intention. In the practice of sacred geometry, symbols like the Metatron's cube emerge as tools for meditation and manifestation. This complex figure contains within it all 5 Platonic solids, representing the foundational elements of physical reality. Meditating on Metatron's cube can activate inner states of balance, clarity, and connection to universal energies. Through these sacred forms, we access a vibrational blueprint that transcends time and culture, pointing to an underlying unity that connects all life. It reminds us that beneath the surface diversity of the world lies a singular source, an intelligent geometry that shapes existence itself. As we deepen our journey into the mysteries of sacred geometry, it is vital to explore how these timeless principles extend beyond the physical realm into the subtle dimensions of energy and consciousness. Ancient Hermetic teachings suggest that the universe is a living hologram, a fractal tapestry where every geometric pattern resonates on multiple levels of reality simultaneously. This concept is not merely theoretical. It is experienced by those who engage with sacred geometry as a spiritual practice. When meditating on geometric symbols, such as the flower of life or the Sri Yantra, practitioners often report profound shifts in awareness. These patterns function as energetic gateways, tuning the mind and body to higher frequencies of perception. The flower of life, perhaps the most iconic of all sacred geometrical symbols, consists of evenly spaced, overlapping circles arranged in a hexagonal pattern. This form has been found in temples, manuscripts, and artifacts across ancient cultures, from Egypt to India, from China to Europe, attesting to its universal significance. Embedded within the flower of life are the seeds of creation, the seed of life, the egg of life, and ultimately the fruit of life. These successive layers symbolize stages of cosmic unfolding, illustrating the process by which the one becomes the many, how unity gives rise to multiplicity. The fruit of life, composed of 13 circles, is said to contain the blueprint for Metatron's cube, the geometric key to understanding the structure of matter. Sacred geometry also speaks to us through sound. Ancient wisdom teaches that creation begins with vibration, with the primordial word or logos resonating through the void. This is mirrored in the concept of cymatics, where sound waves create intricate geometric patterns in sand or water, visually demonstrating how vibration shapes matter. This intertwining of sound and form invites a profound realization. Reality itself is a symphony of frequencies, and we are both composers and instruments in this grand cosmic orchestra. By aligning with these sacred frequencies, we can influence not only our personal well-being, but also the energetic environments we inhabit. The Hermetic principle of correspondence reveals that patterns in the macrocosm reflect those in the microcosm. Just as the spiral of galaxies mimics the helix of DNA, so too do the sacred geometrical forms shape the architecture of our minds and spirits. When we perceive these patterns within ourselves, we awaken to the truth that we are not separate observers, but active participants in the universe's unfolding. This understanding redefines our relationship with reality. Instead of a chaotic, disconnected existence, we come to see life as a coherent whole, an interwoven web of geometric energies vibrating in harmony. This vision offers both solace and empowerment. Solace in the recognition of our place within the cosmos, and empowerment in the knowledge that by tuning our inner geometry, we can harmonize with universal laws. Throughout history, initiates have encoded these teachings within sacred sites designed to resonate with Earth's natural energies. The labyrinths of Chartres Cathedral, the mandalas of Tibetan Buddhism, and the Navajo sand paintings all express the sacred language of geometry, serving as maps for spiritual navigation. Modern science is beginning to validate these ancient insights. Quantum physics reveals the universe as a dynamic field of energy and information, where particles are not isolated points but waveforms interconnected across space-time. This echoes the Hermetic view that matter is but condensed vibration, and that reality is shaped by consciousness interacting with geometric codes. In practical terms, working with sacred geometry involves more than intellectual understanding. It requires embodiment. Artists, architects, and healers utilize these principles to create spaces, images, and tools that facilitate balance and transformation. The act of drawing, visualizing, or meditating on geometric forms can recalibrate our energetic fields, promoting healing and expanded awareness. As we engage with this sacred language, we begin to realize that geometry is not just about shapes or measurements, it is about relationships. It teaches us about the interconnectedness of all things, the harmony underlying diversity, and the dance of opposites that generates life. Ultimately, sacred geometry is an invitation, a call to awaken to the intrinsic order and beauty that permeate existence. By embracing this ancient wisdom, we open ourselves to deeper levels of insight, connection, and creative power. Delving further into the profound realm of sacred geometry, we encounter the remarkable principle that these geometric patterns are not static. They are alive, dynamic, and infinitely unfolding. This is vividly illustrated by the spiral, one of the most fundamental forms in nature and sacred geometry alike. From the unfurling of fern fronds to the majestic arms of spiral galaxies, the spiral embodies the principle of growth, expansion, and evolution. It is the visual manifestation of the universal rhythm of creation, the pulse of the cosmos. The Fibonacci sequence, a series of numbers intimately connected to the golden ratio, governs the proportions of this spiral and is omnipresent in biological structures, from the arrangement of leaves on a stem to the patterns of a seashell. In Hermetic philosophy, the spiral represents the spiritual journey itself. It symbolizes the ascent of consciousness through cyclical stages, where each revolution brings deeper understanding and transformation. Unlike a linear path, the spiral acknowledges the inevitability of returning to familiar ground, but always from a higher vantage point, enriched by growth. The golden ratio, often denoted by the Greek letter phi, is an irrational number approximately equal to 1.618. This ratio has fascinated mathematicians, artists, and mystics for millennia because of its unique properties and its prevalence in natural and human-made creations. From the Parthenon in Athens to Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, the golden ratio has been employed to evoke balance, harmony, and aesthetic perfection. What makes the golden ratio particularly compelling is its connection to the concept of divine proportion, the idea that there exists an intrinsic order and intelligence that shapes the fabric of reality. This mathematical constant bridges the gap between the tangible and intangible, the visible and invisible. In practical terms, when sacred geometry is applied to spaces, it is said to generate an energetic resonance conducive to healing, clarity, and spiritual awakening. Temples, pyramids, and ancient monuments often incorporate these principles, aligning architectural forms with cosmic rhythms to facilitate human attunement with higher realities. Moreover, sacred geometry extends into the realm of human consciousness and body. The human form itself exhibits geometric patterns that correspond to universal archetypes. For instance, the structure of the DNA double helix embodies a precise geometric configuration that encodes life's blueprint. The chakra system, an ancient map of energy centers, can also be visualized through geometric shapes and mandalas that resonate with specific vibrational frequencies. This fusion of geometry and vibration is central to understanding how sacred geometry operates not just as a visual or symbolic language, but as a living system that shapes energy and consciousness. Each shape and pattern emits a frequency that interacts with the energetic fields around it, influencing subtle bodies and states of awareness. The sacred geometry of the Vesica Piscis, the shape formed by the intersection of two circles, is a profound symbol of creation and duality. It represents the union of opposites, the threshold between dimensions, and the womb from which all form arises. Many ancient cultures revered this shape as a portal to higher understanding, encoding it into their art and sacred spaces. When meditated upon, the Vesica Piscis can serve as a gateway to expanding perception beyond ordinary reality, offering a glimpse into the interconnectivity of all things. It reminds us that creation emerges from the interplay of unity and multiplicity, light and shadow, the seen and unseen. Furthermore, exploring the Platonic Solids, 5 perfect geometric forms known since antiquity, provides insight into the elemental building blocks of the universe. Each solid corresponds to a classical element: the tetrahedron fire, cube earth, octahedron air, icosahedron water, and dodecahedron ether or spirit. These shapes are revered not only for their mathematical purity, but also for their metaphysical significance. Plato described these solids as the fundamental geometries underlying all matter, a notion echoed in the Hermetic tradition's view that the universe is constructed from sacred geometric patterns. By studying and contemplating these forms, we align ourselves with the elemental forces and deepen our connection to the cosmic order. The interplay of these geometric archetypes within the body, mind, and cosmos illustrates the profound unity underlying apparent diversity. It invites us to recognize that we are microcosms reflecting the macrocosm, and that by understanding these sacred geometries, we unlock a deeper understanding of our place and purpose within the grand design. As we continue our exploration, it becomes clear that sacred geometry is far more than an ancient art or mathematical curiosity. It is a living wisdom, a language that bridges the gap between science and spirituality, reason and intuition, materiality and spirit. By engaging with these universal patterns, through meditation, art, architecture, and conscious living, we participate in the ongoing process of creation. We become co-creators with the universe, consciously shaping our realities in harmony with the divine blueprint. Sacred geometry's significance is also vividly evident in the realm of music and sound, where geometric ratios translate into harmonic frequencies that resonate through time and space. Pythagoras, the ancient Greek philosopher and mathematician, famously discovered that musical intervals correspond to simple numerical ratios. This revelation connected the abstract world of numbers with the sensory experience of sound, unveiling a cosmic harmony underlying all creation. The concept of the music of the spheres arose from this insight, a poetic and mystical idea that the celestial bodies produce an inaudible symphony as they move through their orbits. Though silent to our ears, this cosmic music symbolizes the ordered nature of the universe, where every movement, every vibration, and every geometric proportion contributes to an ongoing celestial dance. In this framework, sacred geometry acts as a map of vibrational relationships, guiding not only the physical arrangement of forms, but also the energetic and emotional resonance within living beings. When ancient temples and sacred sites were designed according to these principles, they became instruments tuned to the cosmic symphony, places where the veil between the mundane and the divine thinned. Moreover, the study of cymatics, the visualization of sound frequencies through patterns formed in materials like sand or water, demonstrates the tangible effects of vibration shaping matter. When exposed to specific tones, particles arrange themselves into intricate geometric patterns that echo those found in sacred geometry. This scientific phenomenon reaffirms the ancient wisdom that vibration is the creative force organizing the cosmos. This intersection of geometry, vibration, and consciousness offers profound implications for healing and transformation. Vibrational healing modalities, such as sound therapy and crystal healing, leverage the understanding that resonant frequencies can recalibrate energetic imbalances within the body and mind. By aligning with harmonic geometric patterns, individuals can access states of wholeness and clarity. In parallel, the mandala, a circular, often symmetrical design rooted in sacred geometry, serves as a powerful tool for meditation and self-discovery. By visually engaging with these intricate patterns, practitioners can journey inward, harmonizing internal energies and awakening latent spiritual faculties. The mandala's concentric geometry reflects the journey from the outer multiplicity to the inner unity of being. At a deeper level, sacred geometry encourages us to recognize the interconnectedness of all existence. The fractal nature of these patterns, where similar shapes repeat infinitely at varying scales, mirrors the holographic principle that every part contains the whole. This principle invites us to perceive ourselves as integral threads woven into the vast tapestry of the cosmos. In practical terms, integrating sacred geometry into daily life can take many forms, cultivating spaces that reflect harmonious proportions, creating art inspired by universal patterns, or simply observing nature's geometric wonders to foster a sense of awe and connection. These practices nurture alignment with universal laws, facilitating spiritual growth and a profound sense of belonging. As we embrace the teachings of Hermes Trismegistus and the Hand of Thoth, the ancient custodians of this knowledge, we come to understand that sacred geometry is not merely a subject to be studied, but a living language to be embodied. It calls us to awaken to the deeper dimensions of reality, where form and energy dance as one, and where we find the keys to unlocking our own creative potential. The journey through sacred geometry ultimately reveals the profound truth that the universe is a conscious, intelligent creation, where every shape, ratio, and pattern resonates with purpose and meaning. This awareness invites us to reconsider our relationship with the cosmos, not as distant observers, but as active participants in the unfolding of creation. Hermes Trismegistus, the legendary figure often regarded as the father of Hermetic wisdom, taught that as above, so below, a principle encapsulating the correspondence between the macrocosm and the microcosm. Sacred geometry is the bridge that connects these realms, illustrating how the same patterns that govern the heavens also shape our inner landscapes. Consider the human body itself as a living example of sacred geometry in action. The proportions of the human form, famously depicted in Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, reflect the divine ratios found in nature, such as the golden ratio. This harmony between form and function signifies our intrinsic connection to universal principles. Beyond physical form, the brain's neural architecture follows fractal geometry, enabling complex patterns of thought, memory, and consciousness to emerge. This fractal nature supports the idea that our mental and spiritual realities mirror the cosmic order, echoing the ancient Hermetic teachings that mind and matter are intertwined. Delving further into the transformative power of sacred geometry, we find that these geometric forms serve as portals of initiation. Ancient mystery schools employed geometric symbols as keys to unlocking hidden dimensions of awareness, guiding seekers on their path toward enlightenment. The Sri Yantra, for example, is a complex geometric diagram used in Hindu and Buddhist traditions, consisting of interlocking triangles radiating from a central point. Meditating upon this sacred form is said to harmonize the practitioner's energy, align them with cosmic rhythms, and facilitate a direct experience of the divine. Similarly, the flower of life, a pattern composed of overlapping circles arranged in a hexagonal lattice, contains within it the blueprint for the creation of all life forms. This pattern has been discovered in temples, churches, and sacred sites worldwide, attesting to its universal significance. Through the lens of modern science, researchers in fields such as quantum physics and biophysics are uncovering echoes of these ancient truths. The understanding that the universe operates through information, frequency, and geometry blurs the lines between spirituality and empirical knowledge, inviting a synthesis of wisdom. This convergence points to a new paradigm, one that honors the mystical heritage of sacred geometry while embracing the rigor of scientific inquiry. It encourages us to cultivate both the intellect and the intuition, recognizing that the deepest insights arise at their intersection. In this light, our personal evolution becomes a sacred geometry of its own, a dynamic unfolding of patterns, cycles, and harmonies that reflect our growing awareness. Each thought, emotion, and action contributes to the architecture of our being, shaping the reality we inhabit. To live consciously within this framework is to engage in an ongoing act of co-creation with the universe. It means cultivating an awareness of the energetic patterns we emit and receive, choosing to resonate with frequencies that uplift, heal, and expand. As the Hand of Thoth guides us through this ancient knowledge, we are reminded that the key to mastery lies not in external acquisition, but in internal attunement. Sacred geometry teaches us to listen deeply, to the rhythms of the cosmos and the whispers of our own soul. By aligning with these sacred patterns, we open the door to profound transformation, awakening dormant potentials, healing fragmented parts of ourselves, and stepping into the fullness of our creative power. The language of sacred geometry thus becomes a living practice, a pathway back to unity, harmony, and divine wisdom. It invites us to remember that we are not separate from the universe, but expressions of its infinite intelligence, eternally woven into the fabric of existence. As we come to the culmination of this journey through sacred geometry, it becomes clear that these ancient patterns are more than mere shapes etched in stone or drawn on parchment. They are the very language through which the universe speaks, a language of proportion, vibration, and divine order. This language invites us to awaken, not only intellectually, but spiritually. To truly understand sacred geometry is to recognize the interconnectedness of all life, the unity that underlies apparent diversity, and the sacredness of every moment and form. In the teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, the sacred geometry of the cosmos is a reflection of the mind of the divine, the one from which all originates and to which all returns. The Hand of Thoth symbolizes this eternal wisdom, the knowledge that transcends time and space, encoded within the very fabric of reality. Our challenge, and opportunity, is to embody this wisdom in our daily lives, to move beyond seeing sacred geometry as abstract theory, and to live it as a dynamic, unfolding reality. Each breath, each thought, each choice can align us more deeply with the harmonious patterns of existence. As you cultivate this awareness, You may find yourself drawn to create spaces of balance and beauty, to engage in rituals that honor the cycles of nature, or to pursue creative expressions that echo the sacred forms within. These acts become gateways to deeper states of consciousness and healing. Moreover, sacred geometry offers a map for personal transformation, a guide to navigating the complexities of mind and spirit through principles of balance, rhythm, and proportion. It teaches patience, harmony, and the unfolding of potential over time. In this sacred unfolding, the mystic becomes the architect of their own destiny, crafting a life that resonates with meaning and purpose. The journey is both inward and outward, an exploration of self and cosmos, form and formlessness. As you integrate these teachings, remember that the process of awakening is ongoing. Like the spirals and fractals of sacred geometry, growth is nonlinear, expansive, and ever-deepening. Each revelation leads to new mysteries, inviting us to continually open our hearts and minds. The call of the Hand of Thoth is a call to remember, to reclaim the ancient wisdom that connects us to the universal mind, and to awaken to the sacred geometry that shapes all life. It is a call to rise in consciousness, to co-create with the cosmos, and to live with intention, grace, and love. Let this knowledge inspire you to embark on your own journey of discovery and transformation. Embrace the mystery, honor the sacred patterns around and within you, and step confidently into the dance of creation. For in the end, understanding sacred geometry is understanding ourselves, our place in the universe, our power to manifest, and our capacity to align with the divine rhythm that moves through all things. May this ancient language of light and form guide you toward deeper connection, wisdom, and spiritual awakening.